What's up guys, this is Frank for the House of Rags. In today's video, we're going to ceramic coat a white car. So I've heard many of you guys asking about the difficulties of coating white cars, and I have to admit that, and we have Yvan with us to explain everything. This car just needs to be polished. We have the prep on the earlier video, so go watch that if you haven't. And today we're just going to polish and what else?
Polish, adhesion promoter polish, and then the application of the coating. White cars are a little more difficult than any other color simply because it's difficult to see what we're doing. Other than that, it's very easy. So don't stress out if you have a white car. It's not the end of the world. You can still coat it, but it just takes a little more timing and a little more attention on your part. But first, we've washed, we've decontaminated, we've clayed, we've done all of that in a previous video, and we did that outside in the sun. So you might want to check that one out. It's in the link below. But from there, now we're going to polish. And the reason we're polishing is Frank has a habit of trying different sealants and things. So we want to make sure that they're all off the surface before we try to apply the coating. Frank is going to start off with the gold standard polish, wool pad on the 25mm DA, and I'll follow him with the adhesion promoter polish. We'll get around the car very quickly. In the meantime, as we're doing it, we'll stop at a couple areas to explain different things.
Yeah, do you want to tell him the coating or you want to wait for a surprise?
It's a surprise.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I like surprises. All right, Yvan, we're ready for the coating, but just recap what we did with the polish.
So the first thing we did was we polished with the 25mm machine and the wool pad. That gives us the most amount of cut, but on this paint, it left a beautiful shiny finish. Then wipe that off with the rinseless damp and towel. We followed that up with the adhesion promoter polish. So that replaces the panel prep step, and it's very quick to do. It doesn't take any longer than doing panel prep, but gives a much better finish. And it actually swells the paint a little bit, making the coating a lot easier to apply. And also your coating is going to go deeper into the paint, so you're going to get a better result out of it. Plus, as a bonus, less chance of high spots.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So now we're applying the 8th year.
Yeah, so your wife's car unfortunately sits outside all the time because yours sits inside for some reason. You seem to prefer yours over hers. There's always that bias. But anyways, so her car sits outside 24/7, winter, summer, you name it. Gets driven, etc. She's a very big fan of the snow brush, I found out. So there's not a drop or not a flake of snow on this car when it leaves the driveway, meaning that that's a little hard on the paint too. So the 8 year is the most durable. It's the most resistant to attacks. So we'll put the 8 year on it for her.
Okay.
And if Frank wants to, we're gonna leave him a bottle of 3 year. We have to leave after we apply the 8 year, but he might be wanting to do the stack on this. And if he does, he'll have a bottle of 3 year. He'll have time to go in for supper, come back and apply the 3 year.
Put the kids to sleep and do it
into the 8 year. There is a time window between 1 and 8 hours. After 8 hours, you're just applying a second coating on top of the first coating. It's not really doing anything.
Okay.
Before 1 hour, you're actually reliquefying the coating. So again, not a good thing. But in that 1 to 8 hour window, you have the melding or the mixing or the stacking of the two to create a third entity.
Okay, great, awesome. And just to know, between the 3, 5 and 8, same difficulty, same level of application, same process.
The 8 is the easiest one to apply.
Oh yeah?
But they're all, it's very minute. For me, I don't really see a difference. Nick finds the 5-year a little more difficult to apply.
Okay.
You know, and some people have said the 5-year was a little more difficult to apply. For me, I don't really see a difference. They're not, none of them are difficult to apply. It's just on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the easiest, this is definitely a 10. The 5-year might be a 9.9.
Yeah, and they're really easy to be transparent. We did some panel on the other side, me and Sylvie. I forgot to tell her I did the mirror.
Yeah.
We left it like for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She gave me a towel, it wiped off like nothing happened.
Right.
Really, really easy. I mean, it was dried up.
Yes.
And I wiped it off. So for me, they feel easier even than the first version.
Yeah, the new Type 2 coatings, we have instant bond. More forgiving. Instant bond technology, meaning as soon as you apply it, you could go by with the leveling towel right behind it and you're fine, the coating is there. As soon as the applicator touches the paint, the coating is bonded, it's there. The carrier solvents, those, they take a little more time to evaporate. So you can take it off once immediately, or like you said, you waited 15 minutes on the mirror and you were fine. So we're not saying to wait, but you can.
But with some other brands, 15 minutes would be a stretch, would be
yeah, you're dead.
Hoping that it comes off, or maybe re-wet it with the applicator.
Yes.
But in this instance, super easy, crazy good.
Now this is a white car, and the white is the most difficult color to coat because you don't really see what you're doing. So you really have to go on being methodical and knowing or trusting the product. And in our case, we know that we have instant bond technology, so you could apply, I could wipe right behind you. The other way of looking at it is, he can apply and I'm not in a stress to wipe it off because I know it's going to be easy to do. But the most important part is making sure you're getting it everywhere. So the way we teach to apply a coating is box the edges. So go around the edge and make sure you're overlapping. So the edge of this hood, we're going to overlap onto the fender. Not a problem. It's not going to damage the pre-existing coating on it because we already coated this fender. Then fill in that box with a circular motion. And the reason for the circular motion, a couple of reasons. First, it's a lot easier on your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, but it gives you a more even surface. So less chance of high spots. Because if you're doing the cross hatching, and that is people that do this and then they'll do this. Every time you stop is the possibility of a high spot.
Yeah, you leave like a thicker mark.
Right. Whereas with the circular motion, less chance of high spots. So enough talking, get coated.
Yep.
We have 2 towels. So while Frank is applying the coating, we have our level 1 towel, which is our leveling towel. And that is to ensure that the coating is leveled. We're not trying to remove the coating. That is something a lot of people get a misinterpret. We're not removing the coating. We're actually spreading it from the high spots to the low spots. Then we have the Freebird 400, which I like to call our insurance towel. Now, we'll stop you there for a second.
Yeah, you said the edges?
Yeah, but take the pad away. See how thick, we might be able to see it there, but the coating is super thick. So Frank might have just a little bit too much in his applicator, and we can actually see the rainbowing maybe.
Yeah, I see it.
No, but we'll see if we can pick it up with the camera here. A little bit. So that's telling me, and you've got a line here. So see these little dots?
Yeah.
So that's too much coating there. So basically, you might have had a few extra drops on your applicator. So box it in and then just fill it in a circular motion. So yeah, pick up that excess, yeah. And with a white vehicle, it's being methodical. So you notice Frank is going in nice lines, going around the edges, and then filling in the center. Oh, you have more than enough.
Okay.
So depending on the lighting, we can see or we can't see the rainbowing. So here in the darker area, I can't see the rainbowing. Where the sun is, I definitely can't see it. But in the darker area where the overhead lights are hitting, that I can see the rainbowing. So as long as you can see a small portion of it, you're good because you know when it's time to remove or level the coating. And that leveling happens when about 50% of it has gone back to clear. So from that oil slick on water look or the rainbow look back to clear, Once 50% of it is back to clear, that's when I'll take my towel.
Okay.
And some people have a problem with their towels unfolding as they're using them. So they'll be going across the surface and the towel bunches up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very simple thing. Take the four corners, line up the four corners properly, make sure it's nicely folded, and then use your thumb.
Yep. Unless you're wiping off honey, it should not bunch up.
No. And definitely no honey being wiped off here. It's nice and smooth.
I've seen coatings.
Yeah.
Consistency. Yeah.
Some coatings are like wiping off molasses in January on top of honey. It's not fun. So with the insurance towel, I'm just going over everything and I'm going past. So I'm making sure to go over the headlight and over the fender. High spots accumulate in areas of corners.
Yeah.
So where we have panels meeting, where we have to maybe put a little pressure or angle different on the applicator, you can put a little thicker there and it gets a little harder to get in. So
Yeah. Bumpers, mirror.
yeah, any intersection is a chance for a high spot.
So here we have heat on this side.
Yeah,
We have heat, and yeah, the sun is directly beating on it.
right?
So it's the other way around from what I usually do. So edges,
Yeah.
okay, and fill in.
Or you can do the center first and then go to the edges. It's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so that line, that's not necessary. But just start working. By doing the edges first, basically what's happening is if you're going to have an excess of coating, that's where you're going to leave it, which is
Okay.
actually not a bad thing to have, as much coating as you can around the edge. And then filling in the center, as you're going past, you're going to be picking up that little excess and spreading it to the rest of the panel.
But in my mind, I put too much on the edge, and then I'm risking putting it away, like on the other panel.
We
That's
actually
why
want to put it on the other panel. We
Yeah.
always overlap
Yeah, I know.
with our coating. Some coatings you can't overlap because if you do, it's...
It leaves a line sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Ours, you're not leaving a
Yeah.
line. So we want you to overlap. That way we're sure you're getting all the edges.
Like the last coating I did, they stressed the point that you do the whole panel. Don't do half a panel because you can see a shadow line,
Yeah.
I don't know, this one is much more friendly.
To me, a professional coating should be friendly.
Yeah.
Because an enthusiast can take the time and have the fun and maybe the challenge of doing things. As a professional, your time is limited. And you might be having an employee applying the coating that has never applied a coating before, or it's their first day. You don't want to spend 3 days training an employee just to learn how to apply a coating.
But sometimes we hear some other brands that mention that easy coating are the coatings that don't last as long, and harder coatings or multi-layer, complicated stuff is the more, I don't know, stuff that lasts longer.
Right, marketing.
Yeah.
There's no reason in today's day and age for a coating to be difficult to apply. The technology is there to make any coating super easy to apply.
Yeah, it's really hot. I put my arm across here and I feel it.
Oh, it's nice. Yes. Heat.
So the coating did not do a bad reaction because of the sun?
No, not at all. No, these coatings can be applied outside. You don't need to be in a climate-controlled garage. You can apply our coatings outside in the driveway if you wanted to, not a problem.
Okay.
And 1 hour after the coating is applied, it can get rained on or it can be driven. It can be driven right away. Today is a nice sunny day, obviously. We could drive it out of the garage right now. But if rain or snow is in the forecast, give it an hour before driving outside and 3 days before washing. So not a week anymore, 3 days.
And what if we are in the middle of winter and it's always wet and freezing temperature or close to that? Like, let's say you coat this, you put it outside an hour after.
Yep, you're
and
fine.
it lives for the rest of the winter in the same, it'll cure?
Yeah.
It'll be fine?
Yeah, humidity is what cures it. So in the desert, they have maybe 4 days before it's fully cured.
Okay.
It's humidity that actually cures it.
Okay.
So temperature is not a big concern.
Okay.
Now, for the towels and for the applicator, we're gonna put them in the wash bucket and let them sit there for 15 minutes or so. Then they'll be good to be reused again. We don't need to throw away the towels after applying a coating.
So in the rinseless wash solution.
Rinseless or your soap bucket.
Okay.
As long as it has a surfactant, you're good.
That also?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we put them in the bucket for 15 minutes.
Reuse it for the next one?
Yeah, and then launder them as normal.
Okay, and for this car, we only use those 2 towels.
Yep.
So
yeah, and they're not wet in any way, shape, or form. So
some coatings, you'll need 3 of each.
yes. Yeah. We try to make things as easy as possible. Yeah. And having to worry about, oh, is the towel wet or no. We want to make it easy for you. We want to make it simple, and we want to make it not foolproof, but as close to foolproof as possible. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Yvan. Always a pleasure.
We're out of here. Frank will continue.
Now I just got done with a 3 year on top of the 8 years, so even easier because we already have that slick surface. So basically this 3 and 8 year stack, very nice. I mean, can't say good enough things about it for the application, ease of use, no harsh smell, just very good stuff. Not hard on your towels and all that. So stay tuned, I can't wait to update you guys during this winter on the durability, the performance and all that good stuff. So with that said, my friends, stay tuned and yeah, use the coupon code DOGMA at thehouseofrags.com and .ca. And with that being said, I'll see you soon.
Oh.